Now let's check today's NBA highlights. First up, the Spurs ruled out Victor Wembanyama for the second half of Monday's win against the 76ers because of a left rib contusion. Next, the Grizzlies tied the NBA single-game record with 29 three-pointers on Monday but still lost 142-126 at home to the Cavaliers. Also, the Chicago Bulls have fired Executive Vice President of Basketball Operations Arturas Karnisovas and General Manager Mark Eversley. Meanwhile, Nikola Jokic had 35 points, 13 rebounds and 13 assists, and the Nuggets rallied from a 16-point deficit in the fourth quarter to beat the Blazers' end. Additionally, Cade Cunningham was upgraded to doubtful to play Monday before being ruled out, signaling the Detroit Pistons' all-star point guard could be nearing a. And after putting up 45 points in a near triple-double Sunday, Cooper flagged past Con Newpel as the favorite for Rookie of the Year. First up, can Wemby's late push unseat SGA? Tim Bontemps polls 100 NBA insiders for the latest MVP snapshot. Plus, a look at the race for top rookie. Next, a lost season exacerbated a 13-year relationship that was already on the rocks, leading to more questions than answers in Milwaukee. That's your NBA update. Stay tuned for more. Moving on to European football news. First up, this has been something of a lost season for Real Madrid, but the tenacity and form of Federico Valverde may yet bring trophies to the Spanish capital. Next, Harry Maguire has signed a new contract with Manchester United, the club have confirmed. Also, Colombian star James Rodriguez, who was hospitalized last week for severe dehydration, returned to his MLS club Minnesota United FC on Monday to Conti. Meanwhile, United States striker Patrick Adjeming was stretchered off in the first half of a 2-0 win for Derby County on Monday with a non-contact injury that why. Additionally, Santos coach Cuca has revealed that Neymar underwent a knee procedure during the international break to be raring to go leading up to the World Cup. And former Manchester City footballer Joey Barton has denied assaulting a man outside a golf club. First up, former Arsenal and Wales midfielder Aaron Ramsey has announced his retirement from football. Next, United States midfielder Weston McKennie scored for Juventus in a 2-0 win over Genoa Monday and was named man of the match. That's the latest from European football. Here's the latest from the NFL. First up, Peter Schrager leans on his intel after last week's annual league meeting to project picks in the NFL draft. Here's where things stand right now in row. Next, who are the best comps for Ruben Bain Jr., Jermud McCoy and Fernando Mendoza? Also, Steve Mongo McMichael died in 2025 at age 67 after a 5-year battle with ALS, and his wife Misty donated his brain to research. Meanwhile, Giants defensive tackle Dexter Lawrence II has requested a trade after 7 seasons in New York, sources told ESPN's Adam Schefter on Monday. Additionally, Lamar Jackson is getting off on the right foot with new coach Jesse Minter as he reported for the start of the Ravens' offseason workout program Monday. And Jaguars defensive end Trayvon Walker instantly got the message when head coach Liam Cohen used an Aaron Donald comparison during their end-of-season meeting. First up, the NFL announced Friday that it concluded its own investigation into Chiefs receiver Rashee Rice, stating that he has not engaged in conduct that's six. Next, two-time All-Pro cornerback Stephon Gilmore announced his retirement from the NFL. That's all the big NFL news for today. Time for baseball, here's the MLB update. First up, as the search for the next Dominican baseball phenom intensifies, the tragic death of a teenager is the latest symptom of a failing system. Next, Wilson Contreras had a warning for the Brewers after he was hit by a pitch for the 24th time by the team Monday. Next time they hit me again, I. Also, the Mets placed Juan Soto on the injured list after the left fielder suffered a minor right calf strain running the bases Friday against the Giants. Meanwhile, Jose Ramirez became Cleveland's franchise leader for games played on Monday night with 1,620. Additionally, Seattle catcher Cal Raleigh, who led the major leagues with 60 homers last year, hit his first of the season Monday after a 10-game drought, as the Ma. And Blue Jays right-hander and 3-time Cy Young Award winner Max Scherzer left Monday's 14-2 loss to the Dodgers because of right forearm tendinitis. First up, Jacob deGrom said he felt something in his right knee before Monday night's start, which limited him to 5 innings and 78 pitches in the Rangers' Y. Next, back home for the first time in 561 days after Hurricane Milton shredded the roof and caused extensive damage throughout the stadium, the Rays beat TH. And that's your MLB roundup. More sports coming up. And in combat sports news. First up, former UFC flyweight champion breaks a tie in the ESPN P4P rankings with spectacular knockout. Next, here's a look at every weight class to determine the best of the best in UFC, PFL, and beyond. Also, Renato Moicano dominated American top team teammate Chris Duncan on Saturday, submitting him by rear naked choke in the second round of their UFC main. Meanwhile, a minor injury to UFC flyweight champ Joshua Van has postponed his title defense against Tatsuro Taira to UFC 328 on May 9, officials announced on Saturday. Additionally, Colby Covington has filed a lawsuit against UFC rival Jorge Masvidal over a 2022 attack that took place in Miami. And Nate Diaz said he'd prefer to challenge for the UFC's BMF title, instead of trying to kill off Conor McGregor in a blockbuster trilogy bout. First up, Johnny Eblen got back on track with a thoroughly dominant first-round submission victory over Brian Battle in the main event of PFL Pittsburgh. Next, Joe Pyfer scored the biggest win of his career by finishing two-time champion Israel Adesanya by ground and pound in round 2 in the UFC Fight Night Mob. That's the latest from the Octagon. Don't go anywhere.